the end of the day, selling is transferring a feeling. If you don't have the feeling, you can't transfer it. If you don't have a good, positive feeling, dude, you're an actor. You have to sell and run your business from a place of positivity. And however you get there, God bless you. It's episode 28 of the Pete Primeau Show, brought to you by my book, Sell a Million, 101 Tips for Furniture and Mattress Store Owners. If you don't have it, get it. And I want to introduce my friend and the adjustable bed guru, Randy Thompson, the owner of Wert Bedrooms. And before we get you started, Randy, I just want to say this to everybody. Wert, last time I checked, had just under 11,000 people, and you're selling north of 40 adjustable beds on a regular basis. So what do you want to talk about? You want to start off with the with last year and then work your way into adjustable beds, or how do you want to do this? Up to you.
Pete, I think you go all the way back to my waterbed days back in the 80s. I opened up as a waterbed store. You came in with United Sleep products manufactured in Fort Wayne.
Yeah.
And that's where the relationship started. And then years later, that company got bought. You left, went to Sutherland.
Yeah.
And I was, what you told me, I was the last guy that came on board with you at Sutherland.
Yeah.
And then you left Sutherland.
I know, it was terrible.
But I have followed you where you've gone, Pete, and you've always stayed in touch.
That one hurt.
And you are good to your people. I will give you that, Pete. You are good to your people.
I am not just Pete Primeau. I am Pete Primeau, Randy Thompson's mattress guy.
That is true. You're one of the guys that got me started in the no-name mattress business. After waterbeds, we tried Simmons, and just couldn't sell them.
Yeah. And
then we tried Custom Mattress, did well. Then United Sleep did even better, and then Serta came along somewhere down the line. Yeah. But it's been an interesting trip. And it's been 38 years since I started doing this. And in the last 5, it has really been a great ride. And that's kind of where we're talking about today.
Tell me about the last 5 years.
In the last 5 years, well, let's go back. I've always wanted to be a salesperson. And that really is interesting to a lot of people. They say, you can pick anything you want to do. Originally, when I got out of college, or when I got out of high school, I wanted to be an Air Force jet pilot, because I love flying. I got my license on my 16th birthday. I got my driver's license the next day. So I was one of those guys early into the aviation, and I've stuck with it. But first thing I wanted to do was be a fighter pilot. My eyes didn't allow me to do that. Then I thought, well, I'll be a corporate pilot, and went down and talked to a guy at Ohio State University, and he said, corporate pilot's a great occupation, but you can only fly as long as you can pass your medical. I thought, don't like the sound of that. So the next thing I thought, well, I want to be in business. And if I do well, I can own the airplane, I can fly the airplane, and I can go where I want to go, when I want to go. And in the last 5 years, that's been the dream that I've always had. So, that in the last 5 years, the money's been excellent and the time off has been good. Got a excellent salesperson, marketing person, that when I leave, I don't have to worry about the store. It just runs itself, and she does a phenomenal job. But we'll get into some of those details a little bit later.
Yeah.
And it's about the last 5 years is when the adjustable beds really took off. Prior to that, I did well. This year, I think we are probably over 300 between 300 and 400 a year will be this year. This year, we're double of last year.
Oh, wow.
And we're up about 180% from the year before. So, 2019 was a good year.
Wow.
Actually, 2019 was a really good year.
Yep.
2020 was just a little bit better.
Oh, wow.
And now we're double that. So we're having a phenomenal year. And when I knew I was going to come on this show, I thought I've got to get my mind in gear and just kind of talk about what makes a difference.
Yeah.
And it has been good.
So before you do that, I just have to jump in here. So last time I saw Randy was at an airfield in Wixom, Michigan, because Randy flew into into our open house.
Oakland.
Is it Oakland Airport?
Oakland Airport.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Oakland Airport. So the last time I saw Randy and said bye to him, he was getting on his plane. So that was interesting. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. I've never picked anybody up at an open house. Now I've picked up Wayne, my old rep in West Virginia, a couple of times when he flew his plane. I don't think I ever picked you up. So guys, he really does fly an airplane around.
and I'll give you just a picture of it. I don't know if you can see the picture behind me on the wall. There's two pictures back here. One of them is the experimental that I owned for about 5 years. And that's the woman with me is now my wife. That was my girlfriend at the time. But behind that is Kitty Hawk's monument. That's where aviation all started. So we took a flight down to Kitty Hawk, and this little airplane was a 4-seat airplane. And we had 2 fold-up bikes and all our equipment. We could shove it in the back seat, flew down to Kitty Hawk and flew back. And it was about a 2.5, 3-hour trip. But that's a 4-place airplane, and it's super tight. This picture, I'm going to hold it up. Can you see that, Pete?
Yeah.
That's the newer airplane that we have, 6-place. And my wife and I are on the one side, and my partner and his wife and his baby is on the other side. But we just got back last month. We took a flight down to Bradenton, Florida, where her dad lives. And then we took a 2-hour jaunt down to Key West. And I tell you, flying is a great way to travel. It's just, you get up, there's no stop signs, you go and you just go. The airplane has treated us very well. So that's kind of my why that I have in doing what I do.
Good.
That's the why. Now, let me kind of put you on the spot. I'm gonna make you an offer, Pete, that I don't know if you've ever had one like this before. But I was reading through your book, Sell a Million. Okay. And there is one chapter in that book that totally encompasses everything that I do at my store. And I think that is the reason that we are so successful. And I've thought about this many times, but there's 101 chapters in your book, correct?
Is it 80?
There's 101 chapters in your book. Hold on.
Is it chapter 80? You're going to turn the tables on me. I'm turning the tables on you. This is a Royal Rumble.
Hold on, Pete. Hold on. I think your book should go out to everybody.
I do too.
And if you can tell me the one chapter that encompasses everything that I do, that just totally boils it down to a nutshell, I will buy 101 of your books, one for every chapter, and you can send them out to the people that you think should read the book. But I will buy it. It's not chapter 80. That's probably the one that I thought it would be. That encompasses a portion of what I do.
Hold on.
But there is a chapter that's worth not $1 million, but it's worth 101 books. You'll have to sign them.
in the middle or in the front?
I won't tell
I'll
you
tell you
where
right.
it's at.
It's 100 because you did that.
What's that one?
Hire studettes and studs.
Nope.
And you
Nope.
hired a studette. Amy is a studette.
Actually, if you look into the picture in the background, right above the airplane, there's a sheet of paper on the wall, and I wrote down the chapter so that I can't change it on you. It's written down. So I'll give you one more guess, and you can call a lifeline if you want to call a lifeline. Not even Amy knows, and not even Bonnie knows.
Well, if Bonnie doesn't know, I'm not going to know.
Yep. Nope. No.
Is it in the back of the book? Is it a bonus chapter?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay. So now, because I was going to go for it's your sales business, but hold on.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Hold on.
Well, you've already made 3 guesses, Pete. You're narrowing it down here.
Yeah. I've only got like 90 some to go.
Yeah. Yeah. But this next guess, if you guess this one, I'll do it. But if you miss it, then I'll just open up the sheet back there and show you what it is, or I'll tell you what it is.
Are you going to throw me for a loop? Hold on.
It's going to be different than what you think, and it's
number 10.
It will be
number
reason. 10. And when we're done, you'll understand why I say that.
It's number 10, power of a mastermind. It's my final answer. Come on.
Final answer? Okay.
Thompson.
Here it is.
I can't see it.
Number 17.
17. I'm curious now. You got me going. What's in it for them? Mm-hmm. The number 1 radio station in the world. Listened to by every prospect and customer. Yeah. It's very good.
But as I read through that, I thought, okay, what's the reason that we do so well here? And it's because in the last 10 years, instead of becoming a salesperson, I have really become a buyer's assistant. And people want to understand what they're buying and why they're buying. And this is the difference between what I do and what most stores do. When people come in here, I like to ask them, what have you noticed that was a difference? And they say, you are the only guy that tells me about me. They say, I know more about me and how I sleep and why I sleep the way I do after talking to you than any place else. They said, every place else I go, they can tell me everything about mattresses. Pete, believe it or not, I don't pay a lot of attention to what's inside my mattresses. I know somewhat what's there, but I pay a lot of attention to my customers. And when I customize a mattress purchase for them, they understand what just went on and what happened. And if you would hear my closing sales pitch, you would scratch your head and say, I don't get it. But it works because I do such a good job educating them on what they need and why they need it, that my sales pitch is, after I've gone through all the demonstrations, is this: my recommendation to you is this mattress and either this adjustable base or a box springs. That's it. And they just kind of grin and they say, you couldn't sell me anything other than that mattress and that adjustable base. They just wouldn't buy it because it's totally fit to them. It's customized for them. And the process that I take them through, first is the mattress, what I call the elimination round. And I took you through this the last time you were at the store. I had you lay down on 4 or 5 different mattresses, and I pointed out to you the mattress that was the best fit for you, and you felt it, and there was no question about it as to why it was the best choice. And then when I take them from that, once they understand the right mattress, and I have almost every mattress in my store on an adjustable base. Whether they come into my store, Pete, I have about a half a dozen customers a year that come into my store and say, not interested in adjustable beds. I know right off the bat, they've been shopping. And I say, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not pushing anything. How many of those customers do you think buy adjustable beds?
6.
6, either 5 or 6, because they were the salesperson was trying to sell them something that they didn't connect with.
Right.
And when I connect them with the benefits of the adjustable base, they no longer don't want it. They got to have it.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing.
So I want to go back, and I want us to role play this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be the customer.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want you to do is I want you to put yourself in the mindset of yourself. And this is a real situation. Okay.
All right.
I'm the customer, and I say, I shopped at 4 or 5 stores. Don't show me an adjustable bed. I've already seen adjustable beds. I don't want an adjustable bed.
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Stop.
Okay.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's watching this, it doesn't even matter what he said. It was his body language. His body language was surrendering, and he was giving way to the customer. And that's why it works. Just so you understand that. So go ahead. I just wanted, and there's things that you do naturally that people don't even understand that you're doing them. And because you sometimes don't even know you're doing them.
Here's I've done this so long. And what I realize is customers, number one, they're pretty much clueless about what they want. When they walk into a store, when they walk into a mattress store, they see 20 to 40 rectangles setting around the store.
Yeah.
The only difference is the fabric that's on the top and the thickness.
Yeah.
You can't see inside of a mattress.
Yeah. It's a sea of rectangles for a customer.
It is rectangles.
Yeah.
And what customers want to understand more than anything else is, how can I wake up feeling rested and pain-free?
Are you stealing Janakovo stuff now?
I went to his store just specifically to do this. And now his is wake up happy and pain-free. Mine's rested and pain-free. There are some people, Pete, that I don't care how good of a night's sleep they get, they ain't waking up happy.
Yeah, that's true.
They just don't wake up happy.
That's true. There's no doubt about it.
And they're not happy people. Happy people, when they wake up happy, they're great. But a mattress has a specific requirement, and we've complicated things. Once you understand what a mattress needs to do more than anything else, you begin to understand how to separate all the hype from what's important. And what's important, the mattress will get rid of or cause hip and lower back pain in the morning. That is what a mattress will do or eliminate. It's going to do one or the other. The toughest customer that I deal with, Pete, is the one that when they come in, I say, okay, tell me why you're shopping for a new mattress.
Hello.
And it's a lot of times we wake up sore, our mattress is old, whatever there
Hey,
is.
Steve, how are you?
Can he
Steve,
hear us?
yeah, he
Okay.
can hear us. He said, "Good afternoon, gentlemen." He was giving us the benefit of the doubt.
Hi, Steve. Thanks for the group.
Yeah, he does a
That
great job
works.
with that group.
Yeah.
Mattress Industry Network Group.
Yep.
Be there or be square.
Where was I? I got distracted. What was I talking about? Oh, the customer, the toughest customer for me
Yep.
is the customer that comes in and I say, when you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? They say, I feel pretty good. I said, do you wake up tired? No. Do you wake up sore? No. My problem in the what's in it for them category is, why are you here?
Right.
If you're waking up and you feel good and you slept well,
right.
What's your reason for getting a new mattress other than it might be too old or has a bad history to it or smells or whatever. But until you know why people are shopping, it's really, really difficult to help them make a purchase. I mean, before I ever get into the mattress process, it's probably 3 to 5 minutes of just a conversation with customers. And, people say, well, how do you get past the just looking? You know how long it's been since I've heard I'm just looking? In my store, we get 3, 5, 7, 8 customers a day. For me personally, it's been over 5 years. I heard one customer tell that to Amy about 3 years ago. And I just had to smile. And I thought, it's all in the greeting. But the greeting is so simple and so good. You get past that and you get into a conversation. And once you know the why of the customer, it makes it real easy.
So
makes it much easier.
let me go back and say this to all of our sales pros that are listening. If your greeting keeps getting just looking, you got to change it.
Mm-hmm.
If it continuously gets just looking, whether you're in a furniture or mattress store, an appliance store, it doesn't even matter what you're selling. You're doing something wrong. That's a problem. You need a new greeting. Do you want to share your greeting, or is that like top secret?
No. People say, really? That's your greeting? My greeting is, if it's in the morning, it's good morning. Welcome to Wert Bedrooms. How are you today? That is my greeting. And 90% of the people will say, have a response, and it's good. Sometimes on a let's see, what was it? It was raining cats and dogs a couple days ago. And I said, good morning, welcome to Wert Bedrooms. How are you today? And they said, we're okay. I said, you got to be really in need of something great because it's terrible weather out there and you're in a mattress store. And, it really breaks the ice.
Yeah.
And I can have fun with people because, Pete, before I ever get into the conversation with the customer,
yep,
I already know what they want.
Yeah.
I don't know the product that they want, but I know the results that they want. And when you know the results and when you know the answer to the question that they don't even know the question, it's very calming. It's very relaxing. And it works well. Sorry. Reading Steve Houck's.
Sorry for interrupting, Randy, but thanks for
Yeah.
plugging the group.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be an official sponsor. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
absolutely.
Do it.
Thanks, Randy. You got me my first sponsorship.
Sounds good. And you know what, Pete? What I had to think of when I came on here, what is the one thing that I had to get through my head before I came on?
I don't know.
What is the one thing that I do in my store that makes the difference? What's in this for Pete Primeau? It's not what's in it for me. I've had a fantastic year. I've had a great run the last 4 or 5 years. I 10 years ago, I went through a divorce. I came out. I found a great woman. You've met her.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of fun together. And it was that the counseling for the first marriage, that I read a book that put me on this path. And it was a book by Harvey Maxwell. And it talked about marriage counseling and how lousy the results are in marriage counseling. And he figured out by talking to people what the right questions were, how to salvage marriages. And he said, in the average, marriage counseling is like 25% effective. And he said, after he went through his process, his was like 90% effective. And I thought, okay, what did he do that made him so good at what he did? And it was, he quit counseling. He started asking questions, and question after question after question. And when you ask enough questions, you begin to understand what the real answer is. You begin to put all the pieces together. And when you understand the answer to the question before people even ask it, it becomes very, very valuable in the sales process.
So let me ask you this. You did training for Jeff and Ben at Gardner's Mattress.
Mm-hmm.
And you also did one for Mark at Blackberry Creek, right?
Correct.
And both of them said the same thing, that they made sales with things that you taught them in that seminar in the morning, later that afternoon. And they both said that they made sales that they wouldn't have made without the training. So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Okay.
What were they talking about?
Understanding customers. In this industry, we spend so much time studying mattresses, learning coil counts, knowing the padding, knowing what's in the mattress, knowing about the box springs. And let me say this, Pete. I've never had a mattress call me and say, I really can't stand my customer. But I've had customers occasionally call me and say, I really don't like my mattress. So why would I want to spend any time learning about the mattress? I need to spend all my time learning about the customer.
Hi.
And that's a cute cat.
Come here.
So that's the difference. My process is all about customers and not mattresses. I will go to the mattress shows. I'll go to CERTA show, the Nationwide. I'll go to Nationwide because CERTA's one of the companies I deal with. And I go to lay down on mattresses because I've focused on what different mattresses feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the support of the mattress that's the key. The customer is going to respond to the support of a mattress. The customer is not going to respond to the coil count. They don't care about the coil count. They don't care about the foam. They don't care about all this other stuff. They want to know what's in it for them. And they want to understand, if they buy this, what to expect. And they do. Now, let me tell you the story about the other guy that you didn't say anything about. When it came to companies I did sales training on,
Yeah.
went to a store in Michigan.
Oh, Trent.
And
Love Trent.
one of the guys there, he was older guy, kind of gruff. And I thought, he asked some really good questions, and I didn't catch it. I mean, I'd have thought this guy's just going to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
Talked to Trent 1 month later.
Yeah.
Now, it was in July. I don't remember the year. But that July, I sold 31 adjustable beds because I had to go back and count to see how I did. This guy sold 30. He was one adjustable bed behind me in the month of July after the training. He said, yeah, I would do 4 or 5 a month, but I really didn't get it. And that next month, he did 30. And I thought, wow, tell me about this. And he was the guy that really set the bar very high.
Wow.
But there's just an incredible amount of information. And really, I get all this information from customers just by talking. Once I read this book, it was back in 2008. And at that time, I had 2 salespeople. And I was the third up. So whenever I got an up, I thought, I'm just going to talk to these people. And I kept track of, but instead of spending 15 to 20 minutes to make a sale, I just sat down and I would talk to these people, and every one of them, it was about an hour to an hour and a half conversation, maybe even 2 hours. I sold 13 of 13 customers just because I slowed it way down, asked a whole bunch of questions, understood them, understood what they were looking for, why they were looking for it. And I probably drove them nuts. But is
this Marjorie and Roy?
Marjorie and Roy. Yeah. They were both here. But when they were busy, I had another customer, and at that time we had furniture.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing with furniture. And it really doesn't matter if it's mattresses or furniture, but mattresses is really the focus. And
I wrote a blog years ago, Randy, called Speed Up by Slowing Down.
Mm-hmm.
And what to do on a fast floor. And it sounds crazy, but the way to speed up the sale is by slowing it down.
Mm-hmm.
And what actually happens on a fast floor is salespeople try to qualify customers out too fast, and they don't dive deep enough with their questions, and they discard gold, and they think that it's a piece of coal, but it's not. There's a diamond in there, and they just don't get. They didn't ask enough good questions to really. And here's the one of the funny things about retail: the customer that says, "Just looking," gives you the stop sign, the Heisman, and their body language is really strong.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually a customer that's pretty darn close to making a decision, and they're going through their borderline insanity. And if you just take the time to kind of spend a little time with them and commiserate with them and break some of those barriers down, you'll find out that they're ready to make a decision, and they're ready to become a customer. And, too many people ran away from them too fast.
Mm-hmm. They're the engineers. They want to know what's inside the product. But most of those people, if they haven't bought within 2 or 3 stores, all the stores are doing something wrong, which is great for me.
Yeah.
Give me a customer that has been to 2 to 3 different stores, and I've got a customer. I've got a sale. There's no question about it. Rarely will a customer say, I think I saw that somewhere else, I'm going to go back and buy from him. Because if they didn't buy from him before, why would they go back and buy from him now? Because I'm probably going to be not cheaper, but they will be a lot more educated than what they were when they came in. Specific ways to slow down the conversations work for you. Can you see that question there, Pete?
Yep. What are some of the specific ways to slow down the conversation that has worked for you, Randy?
Okay. What I do to slow down the conversation
He's doing it right now, by the way.
is
He slows down his cadence. He's doing it to you right now.
I have to think about what I'm going to say so I don't stick my foot in my mouth and have to backtrack. The conversation with me is that I am going to have them lay down on 4 mattresses. And I don't have them lay down on these mattresses until I know a couple things about them that they don't even think about. I mean, it's amazing when you really get good at this. But I always take a look at it, what's in it for them. And I always make sure that I never overpromise and underdeliver. I will normally underpromise and overdeliver so that they can't come back and say you did something wrong. But by slowing down the conversation, most salespeople will take a customer to a mattress within 1, maybe 2 minutes of when they walk in the store. There is absolutely no way you have any clue what to show them. Now, there's a lot of people that say, I went to this store and they showed me all these high-end mattresses. I'm thinking, yeah, that's where the money's at, but that's not where the connection's at. That's not where the relationship is at. I will have them lay down, or actually slowing down the process. I will spend 3 to 5 minutes finding out why they're here, where they're from, because I got to deliver this thing. We offer free delivery on every mattress. Now, I'm gonna jump around here a little bit. When I say free delivery on every mattress, this year we will probably do in excess of $1 million in bedding. There's Amy, who does the marketing. There's me, who does Amy does sales and marketing. There's me that does sales and operations. We're open 6 days a week.
And you fly airplanes.
4 hours on Saturday, 9:30 to 6 during the week. And I have 2 part-time delivery guys that deliver all this stuff. Remember, we're double this year of what we were last year. And my delivery guys still are working 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, between 3 and 8 hours a day. And it's rare to have an 8-hour day for them. So my operation is very efficient, and it makes the bottom line very good. So those are things that I know have to happen. I know that whatever this guy buys, we're going to have to deliver it. So I find out where they're from, how far away it is. But I also find out what's going on with them. When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? Do you feel sore? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel tired? Sore, I know, is a mattress issue, because that's what the mattress is either going to cause or eliminate. And tired, Pete, is a box springs issue. Somebody wakes up tired, I guarantee you they're sleeping flat.
Yeah.
So if you're sore when you wake up, you're also going to wake up tired. Okay.
So let me ask you a question. This is important for our sales pros out there.
Okay.
So how do you get this information from a customer so that it doesn't feel like an interrogation, Randy? Because you deal with all different kinds of customers. You deal with customers who are very open and tell you more than you want to know, and then you deal with customers that are really closed and they don't really answer your question. You kind of almost have to prod it out of them slowly but surely. How do you get this information without making it feel like an interrogation?
If there's a couple,
Yeah.
if I want to know about the man, I ask his wife.
the woman.
If I want to know what's going on with the wife, I ask the husband. You know, if they're pretty closed up, you ask the other spouse. And the other spouse
brilliant.
Knows if they toss and turn at night. They know if they snore at night. They know if their spouse is keeping them awake at night. And they'll give me the information. I mean, it's not personal information. It's not medical information. I may find out things like, oh, when you sleep, do you get congested at night? You get acid reflux.
Right.
Do you snore? You have leg cramps or Charlie horses? You know, back pain in the morning when you wake up, sciatic pain in the morning when you wake up. It's all that stuff that makes a difference. And yes, the bed causes it, and the bed can eliminate it once you understand people. And I've had customers say, you know, how did you learn all this medical stuff? I said, you know, my medical education was my freshman year biology in high school. And I have told my high school biology teacher how valuable her education is to me 30 years later. It didn't register when I went through it, but 20 years, 25 years later, 30 years later, I use it every day. And, you know, it's not rocket science. I just know a little bit about the human body. And the biggest part that I learned was I would think about what happened at the store. And then when I went home, and I would go down and lay in my bed. And I'll tell you what, if you don't have an adjustable bed, you are really not going to sell them to the extent that if you had one. I would lay in bed and I would raise the head of the bed and I would think, okay, what happened? When I raised the head of the bed, what happened? Okay, once I figured out what happened, I said, okay, why did that happen? What's the cause and effect between that? And then I would raise the foot of the bed and I'd say, okay, what happened? Why did it happen? And once I understood all those details, then I had to write it down and create a script so that when I was talking to customers, I would say, I'm going to do this and this is going to happen. And I'd raise the head of the bed and what I told them was going to happen, happened. And I'd say, now this is why it happened. And then I would raise the foot of the bed. I told them what I'm going to do, why I'm going to do it, what you're going to feel, and why you're going to feel it. And they all felt it. Okay. So there's so many details going on that you have to understand. And it's part of it's medical. Part of it is just the thought process. But when you think about people and why they sleep the way they do.
Hey, Scooter.
It
Remember
just makes
Scott Graham?
Scott Graham. I don't.
He was your Simmons rep or your Stearns and Foster rep years and years ago. He works at Big Sandy's in Polaris now.
Scott Graham. The name just doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah.
A
Hey,
Serta rep.
No, he was a Sealy rep at one point. No, Simmons rep. And before that, I think he was a Stearns and Foster rep.
Now that must go back so far that my memory just doesn't hang on to things that long.
So Dan, my buddy Dan, keeps saying something. Anybody that is in sales, get Dan's book, Sales Proverbs. It's a great book. Wisdom of the Ages by Dan Jordan. I read this book a little bit every day. It's a great little book. As a matter of fact, Randy, I'm going to take just a minute here.
Okay.
Because
chapter 17, Pete.
No, not chapter 17. Now, this makes me look like some kind of a genius.
If it's not 17, it's got to be 80.
It's 80. It's
Okay.
80. So this is for you who are reading along. It's page 118, Power and Motion. And I knew when I wrote this that it was going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. I am writing this on May 8th, 2015. Right now, there is a tidal wave in the mattress industry. It's called adjustable beds. Either you as a retailer will get with it or quite possibly be crushed by it. I'm a little dramatic. There is no reason not to get in the game that I can think of. Here is my 7-step formula to winning with adjustable beds. Merchandise a wide range of adjustable beds. If your mattress brand carries adjustable beds, carry them. Display adjustable beds under every mattress that you possibly can. That's something that you do. Mm-hmm. Market with information, advertise them consistently, train your salespeople every week, if not every day, on how to sell adjustable beds. Again, me being dramatic. And 6, you must invest in trainers. And actually, this is a plug for you, Randy. And I didn't even know, dude, I didn't even know you were going to become the adjustable bed guru when I wrote this. You must invest in trainers beyond what the manufacturers provide. You need to pay a trainer that teaches your salespeople how to sell your products, not just some of them. Call me for a recommendation. Maybe you were, because you would have been my go-to guy. Yeah. Number 7, train your service personnel, salespeople, and yes, even the receptionists on the ins and outs of servicing adjustable beds. Why? Because the most common service call is simply that they didn't plug it in. If you can get them to plug it in, you eliminate most of the service problems.
And there's two issues that we deal with. Number 1, put in new batteries in your hand control.
Yeah,
that's probably our number 1. Number 2 is just make sure it's plugged in, and make sure it's not plugged in with an outlet that's on the light switch. So when you turn the switch off, the power goes dead in your base.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Thanks, we have a Randy. Couple of those that is just. I got called out at 10 o'clock one night. Lady just bought an adjustable bed, $7,000. Guys ran it up and down. Everything worked perfect. Walked out of the room, turned off the light, and the bed quit working.
Oh, my Lord.
She calls me, and I go over there at about 11 o'clock at night. and she's embarrassed. I turned the light switch on. It's working. I said, it's on the top plug. Let's put it in the bottom plug because it's on your light switch. Strange things happen.
Yep. You got to problem solve. Train your receptionist to ask one question that eliminates most of your service complaints. This is worth the price of the book. Every trainer worth his or her salt will tell you the most common complaint on adjustable beds will go away with one question. Here it is. Is your bed plugged into the electrical outlet?
Yep. And have you replaced your bed? If the bed's over 1.5 years old, replace the batteries. Yeah.
Okay, Dan, what you got? We have a little hump in the middle of our bed. My wife and I call it Heartbreak Ridge. I think we need a new bed. What do you suggest?
Oh.
First of all, Dan, if you have a little hump in the middle of your bed and it's a king, all kings get that.
It's not a little hump.
It's something that all kings get, but don't worry about it. Can Chris, is there any way you can pull up Scott's, I saw Scott Graham posted something, and
was that the one on Mrs. Jordan?
No.
Oh, okay.
Comfort zones are wonderful. Put firm, medium, soft memory foam and or inner spring. Yep, you got it, Scooter. Thank you, Scooter. That's pretty much exactly what Randy does in his story.
And you know what's interesting, Pete? This is what I will do with my customers. You know, always say what's in it for them.
Yeah.
I will have them lay on 4, maybe 5 different beds. And I've got to the point right now where by the time they lay on the 4th bed, I know what mattress they're going to pick because of the information they give me on when they lay down on different mattresses. So, I figured out a way to take them from, I don't know what you need, to, okay, I know what side of the firmness curve we need to be on, to just how firm or how soft your mattress needs to be. And by the time we get to the 4th bed, I've pretty much got it figured out. But the thing that I've noticed is springs do better for me than memory foam. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I'm not a mattress salesperson. I help people buy what is right for them. And I call myself a buyer's assistant. I'm there to help them buy what's right. And I'm there to help to educate them. I educate everybody coming in as to what mattress they need, why they need it, why it's doing well, why they want the adjustable base underneath the bed, what happens when they raise the head and the foot, whether they're on their back or on their side, just all those little details that make a difference and help them make a decision that is best for them. That is a huge part of what they need. I educate so many people, educate just about everybody coming in, and whether they need it or not.
See this question? Hey, Peter Gallivan. Peter Gallivan's a teammate of mine with Protect the Bed. Great guy. When selling an adjustable, how much focus do you put on the massage aspect? I'm going to let Randy answer it, but I'm going to answer it first.
Okay.
Before you show the massage, you need to manage expectations, because if you don't, and it's not like a Swedish massage, there's going to be a letdown. But I'm going to let Randy do his thing. Well, he is the adjustable bed guru, not me.
What's the value of the massage? That's the big question. And when you understand the value of the massage, it all makes sense. 80% of the value of the massage is to get rid of restless leg and leg cramps. It's to increase circulation. If somebody, when I ask people, do you ever get restless leg or leg cramps? I say no. And I think, okay. To me, there's really no benefit to the massage. But then I'll ask them, if I happen to be on a bed with a massage in it, and I'll say, just for kicks, do you like massage? And if they say yes, I talk to it. And if they say no, I talk to it.
Yeah.
If your answer is yes, I'll show it to you. If your answer is no, I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
So, and some people say, no, I don't like it, but I like that, and I just explain to them what the benefits of it are. I just kind of laugh when I get these adjustable beds that have a head massage and no foot massage. I think, why is there a head massage and no foot massage?
Well, there's, if you're talking about why would you put back massage and not foot massage in a lower priced model and then have the dual with the foot massage, that's why, because of the statistic that you said. Most people that want massage want it for their legs. So the leg massage is much more important than the back massage.
Right. It just makes the bed more expensive.
Yeah.
By having head and foot massage, and there's more buttons and more to go wrong. I probably,
well, let's tell them a little secret about you.
All right. What secret do you want to know about me?
Well, I already know the secret. I'm going to tell everybody, and maybe Randy actually services his own adjustable beds. So my question to you, Randy, for all the store owners out there, why do you do that?
because I don't like turning customer service over to somebody I don't know.
That, guys, right there, that was worth the hour that you just invested right there by itself.
And adjustable beds are probably the easiest thing you'll ever fix. You know, there's only, in some adjustable beds, there's only 3 things that can be wrong with it. Head massage, well, 4. Head massage, foot massage, the motor box. Some of them it's all in one unit, but there's a head motor and a foot motor.
Right.
And then maybe the hand control.
Right.
But, you know, it's, I don't like having them call customer service, because customer service can piss them off just by saying, I'm going to be there at 3:00 in the afternoon. You have to be there. And the customer says, well, I work till 4.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can work around most schedules.
Sure.
And, you know, when my guys go out and do the service, it takes care of them.
Yeah.
And I really don't like charging for customer service, because they bought from me in the beginning. I don't give my stuff away, but I take care of my customers. Now, once the bed is 5 or 10 years old, probably, yeah, anything over 5 years old, I may charge them a service charge. And they expect that. For the first 2 years, anything happens, I'm out there, we're on it, we fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I have to buy the parts, I buy the parts.
Any questions that we missed? Any questions that we missed? So let's put a bow on this. I'm gonna walk through a few things, and then you tie this up, put a bow on it. One of the things that I want every one of you guys to do, guys and gals that watch this, I want you to watch the replay several times, because there was a part in it where Randy just started to say this and this and that. And it's how he's asking these questions. The magic is in his confidence. The magic is in the fact that he cares about his customer and fully uncovering everything about what they need. And that is the magic. He's so focused on the mattress, I mean, on the customer, that the mattress almost becomes secondary. And the reason adjustable beds have become such a big, important part of his business, and he's going to correct me if I'm wrong, is because it solves so many problems for the customer. A lot of times it's not even the mattress. Sometimes, if you're really diagnosing the customer correctly, they just need an adjustable bed, and they don't even need a new mattress. Once in a blue moon, that happens too.
But there's a second part to that, Pete.
Yeah.
They need to be told how to use the adjustable bed.
Yes.
That's part of the training. That's part of the education.
Yeah.
It's not just you need an adjustable bed. Here's why. Here's how to use it. And when you do this, this is going to happen.
Right. Okay.
So, you know, the first thing, customers coming in, they're thinking mattresses. And I focus on the mattress. Nothing else takes priority over that. I'll be on my second or third mattress and they say, well, we were thinking about an adjustable bed. I'm thinking, I tell them, I said, you're getting ahead of me. We haven't got the first part done yet.
Hey, whoever asked the question about slowing it down, that
slow it down. Let me run this. Let me run this program. Okay. And some people have a hard time getting people to lay down on mattresses. I can't think of the last time I could not get somebody to lay down on a mattress. When I tell them, well, I'll take that back. There are some people that just can't get up.
Yeah.
They come in a wheelchair. They can't get on the mattress. They can't get out of the mattress. I mean, occasionally that happens, but that's very rare. If they can walk, they're going to be on mattresses. I may cut it back. I may reduce it to 2, maybe 3 choices.
Sure.
Because getting in and out of bed is such a struggle, and I can condense it down a little bit, but there's a 4 mattress test that I do that tells me where they need to be. And that 4-mattress test is important. So they go through that. And until that's done, the adjustable bed doesn't even get brought up. And here's what I will tell them. When they adjustable beds, they don't need to hear the term adjustable bed. Okay. It's a old person's bed. When I get done figuring out what mattress they need, I'll say to them, may I try something with you that I think could help? Oh, sure. Why not? Not going to cost them anything. That's good. Okay. First thing I'm going to do, I have them laying on their back. And here's the thing. People need to test mattresses on their back. I'll have people lay down and they'll turn on their side. I said, no, follow my instructions. Get back on your back. There's a reason for that. You can't cheat support when you're laying on your back. You can cheat it when you're laying on your side, but you can't cheat it when you're on your back. So I have them lay on their back. It's the only way to test mattresses, and they have to be all totally flat. So that's their first part. Then when it comes to the adjustable bed, I said, you know what? I'm going to tweak this a little bit. I'm going to change the shape of the mattress. I'm going to bring the head up just a little bit, and I'll bring the head up a little bit. And I'll say, you feel any change there? And many people say no, and I get it. And I say, that's okay. But just raising the head a little bit, you ever get congested? Congestion disappears because your sinuses drain. Acid reflux ever an issue? Yes or no, eliminates that. Snoring, there's always a chuckle. She points to him, he points to her, want to raise her hand. So, I already know that they're buying. If they say yes to any of those questions, they just bought the adjustable base. They just don't know it's happened yet. Okay. Then I'm going to raise the foot of the bed. I said, now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to elevate the foot of the bed a little bit. And I say, I'll call this thing a movable foundation. I'll talk to them about something else. Some people get anxious about adjustable beds. They don't like the term. They've heard it. They don't like it. So I said, I'm just going to move the head up a little bit. I'm going to move the foot up a little bit. And when I move the feet up, this is what you should feel. And I raise it up, and sometimes they say, oh yeah, I feel it. My back, my legs. But Pete, none of that is the demonstration. I haven't got to the demonstration until that sucker goes flat.
Of course.
Everybody feels the change from up to down. That is the demonstration. Everything else to that point is getting set up to lower the bed and say, tell me what you noticed now. And I'll do that twice, once focused on hips and lower back, once for breathing. Major changes in how people think about their bed. So it's an attachment rate. My attachment rate is 60 to 70% on adjustable bases. Not because I like them, but because the adjustable base addresses the one issue that everybody is dealing with. What do you think that is, Pete?
The one issue?
The one issue everybody deals with that the adjustable bed addresses, and the adjustable base addresses, and the mattress doesn't.
Snoring, for sure.
No, that's part of it.
What?
Age. It is the one thing that addresses the problem with aging, getting older.
It makes you younger?
It makes you sleep as well as you did when you were younger. It rolls back the clock. When people raise the head and the foot of the bed just a little bit and sleep better.
You take all the pressure off the joints.
You take the pressure off the joints. You release tension.
Circulation.
And I
improves.
Say, yeah, it rolls back the clock. It makes you sleep like you did 15 to 20 years ago. It's the flat box springs that is the problem when it comes to getting older, and it starts at around 45 years old. So people 45 and up, they buy adjustable beds to sleep better. People 45 and down, they buy adjustable beds to watch TV. There's the lifestyle, and then there's the sleep portion of it. So separating that out helps you address the different issues with different people.
That's awesome. You
So,
gave us a master class here, Randy.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff after being in this business 38 years. I tell people it took me 25 years to figure it out. And then the last 8, 10 have been good. But I do offer training for people if they want to learn. They can either come to my store and spend a day with me here. And normally they're going to come a long distance if they want to spend the night at my house. My wife and I built a house.
You don't want to go to
4 years ago.
Don't go to Randy's house.
We call it Chateau Thompson. So
don't go to Randy's house because it will give you, no matter how nice your house is, it will give you an inferiority complex.
Well, it'll give you a why to do some of this stuff. Once you have the why, and the why is strong enough, you'll figure out the how. I teach the how. I can't teach the why. People have to come in with the why. But if they come to my store for a day, I charge people $1,000 if they want to come to the store for a day and just spend a day with me, and I will do the training with them, the whole process. They can see what I do here, what I do at my store, the mattresses that I have. The mattress selection really, Pete, is important. The mattresses you have on your store, on your floor are important. Then if I travel for a day seminar, I charge $5,000 to come out and spend a day, but I'll train all their salespeople. Now, I will train salespeople and company owners. It is their responsibility to learn. Training and learning are two different things. I will teach how to do it.
Yeah. If
their salespeople take the initiative and learn, they'll do well. And this is what I figured out. If a salespeople, listen to me, if a salesperson is there for a job, they don't want to learn. If they are there for a career, it is the most valuable one-day sales training that you can get in the mattress business.
So let me just interrupt you. So I want to go back to Mattress Mart in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Trent owns that. The salesperson was selling 4 to 5 adjustable beds a month,
mm-hmm.
and he started to sell 30 a month.
Well, his first month he did 30.
Your results may vary. Here's a disclaimer. Your results may vary.
That's the best I've seen.
What if you only sold 10 a month? You'd make your investment back your first month, and everything after that would be gravy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the biggest return on investment that I can think of that you could ever spend money on.
So you spend more time really understanding the customer than anything else. Understanding the customer and learning how to ask the right questions with the customer and really uncovering their needs more fully than other salespeople are.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And Pete, what's kind of nice, I have no competition in my area because they're selling mattresses.
Right.
I'm fixing problems.
Yeah.
I get people to come in, and they come in from out of town. They come in from 30 miles away. I said, how'd you hear about me? I want to know why people are coming in. And I had a customer the other day from 30 miles away. They said, 2 of my friends told me before I buy a bed, I got to come here. Oh, I said, okay. I said, I'm not going to ask who it was that told you until we're done. And then after I'm done, I'm going to ask you if it was worth the trip. So when we were done, they ended up buying, they bought a nice adjustable bed. I said, now you can tell me who it was that recommended you come here, because I'd like to thank them. And did the experience exceed your expectations, or did I live up to your expectations?
Yeah.
And they told me who it was. They said, you exceeded our expectations when we came here. So, I do feel
Bravo.
good at what I do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it took me a long time to figure it out. But once I figured it out, like I say, I can teach it, but people have to learn it.
Yeah.
If people want sales as a job, they'll keep doing the things that they've done. It'll be a job. If they want it as a career, there's information. If they want it in the mattress industry, this is just phenomenal training. And it really cuts through all the hype, all the stuff that you hear about Tempur-Pedic, Purple. People ask me about Purple. I said, it's a mattress. Let me take you through my process. Then you tell me how the Purple compares to what I have.
Yeah.
And, when you're buying something off of the internet, if you're buying on specs and information, it's great if you're 20, 30 years old. Mattress doesn't matter. You can sleep on anything.
Right.
But man, when you hit your 40s and 50s and your expectations a lot of times are not met by online sales unless you're lucky.
Yeah.
Because they're selling mattresses and I fix people. I fix the sleep issues that people are dealing with. And until somebody explains it to them, tells them what they are and how to fix it, it's just hard to make that change.
How do they get a hold of you, Randy? How does somebody that listen to this, watch this, and they say, you know what, I got some questions for Randy, or I'm interested in Randy doing some training. How do they get a hold of you? What's the best way?
If you go to our website, vanwertbedrooms.com, it's got my email address is randy@vanwertbedrooms.com. It's got Amy's email address, amy@vanwertbedrooms.com, or just call the store.
Okay.
And we'll get the information. If you talk to Amy, let her know what you're calling about. I'll be happy to call you back and just have a conversation with you. I've been very blessed in what I've been able to accomplish in the last 5 to 6 years. And if I can spread it around, I will. I enjoy the teaching aspect of it, and I am fairly good at the teaching aspect of it. So, and you can ask the people that I've done training for, was it worthwhile? And hopefully they'll say yes, instead of saying, oh, what a waste of money.
Now, what's amazing in my group, everybody that you trained said basically the same thing. They made their investment back the same day. They made sales the same day. Like you walked out the store, like it was almost a setup, like you paid somebody to come in and buy an adjustable bed from them.
Well, when you change the presentation and make it extremely understandable for customers, it took me hours to figure this out. I mean, I had to do what Jeff Giannakavo calls scripting and choreography. I had to do it for myself.
Sure.
So that when customers came in, I knew what the steps were, and I had to write it down and memorize it. And then, you tweak it a little bit, but you get to the point where it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
And when second nature wins consistently, you don't change it. So it's very, very normal. I was thinking about what sport would I consider this as, and some people say it's like baseball, where you have an opportunity comes in, and whether you get on base or not is whether people buy. And I'm thinking it's a little different than that. Let's use the golf analogy. I don't play golf. Okay. Pete, I actually had to look up how many golf clubs you put in a bag when you go on the golf course. But I thought, okay, I think it was 14.
Wow.
Maximum you can have is 14. There are 14 different issues that people have. Actually, I've identified 13, but there's a number of different issues people have. And you have to know when to pull out the club based on where you are. And once you've done everything right, instead of having a big high-powered closing, my closing is the putter at 3 feet. And the customer knows what they want. I know what they want. And it's just a very simple question. Does this make sense? Yeah. And it's when you do the job right, you don't have to be a great salesperson. You have to really work with the customer and know what it is that they want and why.
Yeah. No, what you're doing, you're doing all the work up front. And so the close is the natural conclusion to the sale when everything has been done right up to that point. And that's why that works beautifully and elegantly, because you don't need a hard close at that point, because you guys have both arrived at this place together, right?
Right.
It's been a journey, discovery together, and here we are, and it makes sense. So, Randy, thank you. This was number one, our longest podcast ever.
But that's scary.
Number two,
you're not going to invite me back, huh?
More importantly than number one, actually, is so many great points, so much good information. Anybody that, caught this on YouTube, as soon as this finishes, it'll be published and you can watch it again and again and watch how Randy's asking these questions, and then pick up the phone and call Randy and ask him whatever the question is that you've got. And, maybe the training's right for you. Maybe it's not, but let me tell you something. If I owned a store right now and I wasn't selling 30 or 40 adjustable beds a month, I would go to Randy's store. I'd spend a day with him. I'd give him $1,000 and a tip.
Thanks. Yeah. And Pete, really, there's three different components to a business, and this goes out to the business owners. There's marketing. You have to have good marketing. There's operations. You have to have an efficient delivery system to be able to get the product out without spending a lot of time and effort and manpower. I have 2 part-time delivery guys and 1 delivery truck, and it gets loaded 3 days a week, and the guys are back in 2 to 6 hours, depending on the day. And the third one, the traction, where the rubber meets the road, is the sales. If you don't have, you can have the best engine, you can have the best operations, but if you have lousy sales, it's not going to happen. And I help people make sales that are for customers already coming in. You don't need to change your marketing. You might have to tweak your operations a little bit to handle the increased volume, but that's normally not a big problem.
A high class problem.
Yeah. After you've got the money coming in, you don't mind spending it for the other stuff, but it's the sales that really makes the difference. And bottom line margins are based on what's left over after all the bills are paid. And I'm telling you, when you learn how to do it well with adjustable beds, there's a lot more left over at the end of the month than when you're selling box springs. Because with the adjustable bed, all the pieces are fitting together the way they should.
That's a wrap, Randy. Thank you so much.
All right. I appreciate it, Pete. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
I did. I had a blast.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right.